All right, so it is Monday, July 10th. It is like Summit Eve. We're going to go to the biggest summit event ever in New Orleans. So tonight we have Kristen Richards, and I'm gonna just let me get her to present her. So she is gonna be one of she is our guest speaker tonight. And I talked to Kristen about, we were just talking about Shakeology and the importance of Shakeology and how, there are a lot of coaches that maybe don't feel quite confident in leading with Shakeology or requiring their customers to drink it. And the number one objection that they get is the cost, is the ingredients. But, I really think that number one, it's time. People do have to see you and see what you're doing and know that you're sticking with it. Then the second part of it is just education on our part and making sure that we are confident in the product that we are, offering to people. And so Kristen Richards has a nursing degree, and so she really does lead from that perspective of your health and your background. And so, and she just had her third baby. I think about that for a minute, and she's had an incredible transformation. I totally tried to use your transformation like as the little announcement, but then I couldn't figure out how to make it work. So anyways, I think you should show everybody your transformation so they can see that too. So anyways, Kristen's a Star Diving coach. She is an amazing leader. She came to my very first Emerald retreat where did we go? We went to Deep Creek, Maryland. And that was the first time I met Kristen, and she just had this fire about her. And she was like, I'm doing this. Like, I don't have any idea how I got here. I don't even really know what Beachbody is yet, but I just know I'm really excited about it. So tell me what to do. And from that point forward, it's just kind of been like all in. So it's been awesome to watch your journey. So anyways, I'm going to turn it over to you, let you do a little intro and take it away.
Woo! Oh my gosh, your energy. I am right there with you getting ready for Summit. And if you all are joining us, I can't wait to chat with you all. There's so many new coaches, new faces. And if you're not attending, I'm sure you guys can feel the energy from these events. Like Melanie said, I went to her very first Emerald retreat, 2 weeks of being a coach. And ever since, she has had the same energy and really is just, I don't know how she does it, but she is always in the forefront of helping me to stay focused on days when I don't want to show up. If you guys ever need some inspiration, just go to her page because she is showing up for you, I promise. So just real quick, guys, my name is Kristen Richards. I'm from Fredericksburg, Virginia. And I'm going to get a little bit into my story, but I want to get into helping you right now and how to help you to become confident with sharing Shakeology. So as I go through my presentation, you'll hear bits and pieces of my story, and I hope you don't mind that that's a little different. But what I want to say to you is, yes, this is amazing, guys. This is going to light you up, hopefully, and get you ready for the new wave that is coming. I know you guys feel it. I feel it. It's just so exciting. So I'm going to go ahead and share screen real quick with you all. And I apologize. My PowerPoint presentation I did on Keynote from my phone. Because like Mel said, I just had my third and last baby. So we're going to get started. All right, guys. So real quick, who am I? That's me. There I am with my boys. I've been a coach since October of 2013. Oh my gosh. It has been a crazy ride. Every emotion that you could ever imagine of being a coach. 3 months in, I wanted to quit. A year, I wanted to quit. 2 years, I wanted to quit. Anything that you can imagine that you go through as a coach, I have been through. My first year, I hit Premier. My second year, I hit Elite. And this last year, I went on the cruise. I was really excited to come back, and I came back pregnant. And it was like a bomb went off. Not that I wasn't excited about the pregnancy, but it was unplanned. And it was something that I had to regrow a completely new niche. I had to start a completely new following. I had to go through hormonal changes. I had to stop comparing myself. I had to go through every little bit and piece of starting fresh and starting new. And when we talk about consistency and we talk about showing up and we talk about life, things like that happen. And luckily, with every stage of my business, I am now able successfully to use Beachbody as my full-time income. And nursing, I'm a labor and delivery nurse. That is now my hobby money. So it's just crazy to think about, because Mel and Alyssa, Deidre, Kaylee, Hennessy, who's my amazing upline, can tell you, when I started this, I said, no way can I do what you guys do. They are drinking some kind of crazy Kool-Aid. I am meant to be a nurse. I'm going to be a midwife. This is just a hobby. Okay. But now I can look back and honestly say it's no longer, it's something that I love and believe in and passionate about. And I can't wait for you all to join us, because we need you. We need you right now more than we've ever needed coaches, because right now our country is in such a huge health crisis. It really is. And the trend back when I started, it was rising. Well, it has gone up even more. Our kids aren't expected to live past 65. How scary is that? We are the leaders, the forefront that are running with the torch to say, hey, we are going to make a difference. And we're going to share our testimonies and our experiences, because we have the ability to do so. If anybody ever came to you or came to me and said, oh, well, the market's saturated, that is the biggest lie anyone can tell you right now. Because right now, we have to do something. If we don't do something, it's going to continue to get worse. And it's scary. It makes me think every single day, oh my gosh, how can we do this? And I can't do this by myself. We can't do this by ourselves. We have to come together as a team and a unit and show people what this is all about. So that is why I love this team. I love Beachbody. I love the culture. I love the integrity behind it and the respect that we show one another. And I love that I can be who I am. I can be authentic, raw, honest, and share every bit of my life and just connect with those that I want to work with. Because I don't know about you guys, but I've worked in a job where I don't really always like the people I work with. Sometimes they're really negative and mean, and you have people yelling at you and causing all kinds of tension, but you do it because you need a paycheck. But now I get to pick who I want to work with, right? I get to choose that, and I get to build relationships with people. And I think it's an amazing opportunity that everyone needs to hear about at one point in their life. So right now, guys, Melanie asked me a couple of questions. And so for me to help and serve and be the best mentor on this call for you right now is I want to ask you some questions, and I want you to really hone in on these questions and be completely honest with yourself. Because like I said before, I wasn't completely sold on the vision when I signed up. I'll get into how I got signed up, but I wasn't quite there, and that's okay. Because we're going to build belief with you. But right now, I want to know, how are you personally attracted to Shakeology? What brought you into it? How did you become attracted to your coach? How did you become attracted to the opportunity? Did you find Mel on a blog? Did you Google? Did you YouTube? Was it Facebook? Did you hear it from a friend? How was it? What brought you to this opportunity? It's a key point. I'm going to get into why, but I want to know. Write it down. Then I want to know, how did you feel before taking Shakeology? What was going on in your life? What was going on mentally, physically, spiritually, all of those things? And how did you feel after you started taking it? There's huge difference. I don't know about you, but I was a worn out, tired mom who was 24 years old with a toddler and a newborn, working a brand new job as a new grad, as labor and delivery nurse. I packed on 90 pounds with that pregnancy. I had nodules on my thyroid, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. And guys, this is so embarrassing, but I have to share it with you. During labors, when I was helping women push babies out, I would be sitting there squeezing my legs together because I had an overactive bladder. I used to pee myself. Who at 24 takes Detrol LA? This girl did. Hello, red flags. My body was screaming for something different. I needed something different. What was it? I needed a lifestyle change. I was consuming a bottle of wine to check out of life every single night. I was eating like crap. I was a nurse, so I didn't have time to eat, right? I didn't have any of these like, I can't do this. I can't do that. And it really wasn't until my husband said, you need to do something. And I'm like, well, what do I do? He's like, go to the gym. I don't go to the gym. I don't know anything about that. He's like, Google meal plans. I Googled meal plans in 2011. There wasn't accountability groups, guys. There wasn't somebody out there. I wish that I had Mel. I wish I had my upline. I wish I had somebody who could understand where I was coming from, because I was that mom that locked herself in the bathroom crying, trying to feel, why am I not attractive? Why am I suffering? I have everything going for me right now. I have this amazing career and this family. Why am I not happy? Because I wasn't happy with my health, how I was dealing with the stresses of life, and thinking there's no solution for me. So I did all these crazy diets, and I was cranky. I hated it. I hated every bit of the different things that I was going through. But I said, I have to keep going. I have to keep pushing. And that's when I found clean eating. Clean eating was like a game changer for me, right? I started with Jamie Eason's Live Fit program. I don't know if you guys have ever heard about that. It was on bodybuilding.com. I was like, sign me up. I went to the gym. I started getting results. I'm like, woohoo, I got this, right? And then I noticed that going to the gym was a big waste of my time. I was losing out on time with my babies. By the time I would complete a 12-hour shift, the last place I wanted to go to was the gym, but I wanted this. I was after it. I got great results, and I wanted to up that level. So I invested $3,000 on a personal trainer, and I put that on a credit card. I didn't have the money, but I was so willing to do whatever it took to get in control of my health, that I would pay whatever it took. And do you guys know what happened with that personal trainer? He was amazing. I love this man to this day. He charged $65 an hour. Do you know what he did? He trained me. He did a great job. He looked at my meal plan. He said, you got this. You know that I now to this day write meal plans for that man, for his clients, because I was educated on the clean eating, that I taught myself. I just needed somebody to confirm that what I was doing was right. But a big piece of my story and how I became confident with Shakeology was, he said, Kristen, there's something missing in your plan though. And I said, oh gosh, what is it? What do you want me to do? Have you ever thought of taking a superfood blend? And I'm like, oh no, I don't do supplements. My husband does that. I don't do the carb blockers, the fat burners. I did that, been there, done that. Nope. And I put up this wall. A man that I was paying $65 an hour told me that I needed to take a superfood blend, and I was denying him because of my personal opinion to what he was offering me. How many of you deal with that right now? I know I do. And so I said, you know what? Okay, 2 weeks later, I went into a store. I paid $85 for this superfood blend, and I noticed that I started to feel amazing. It tasted horrible, right? But I just took it. It was just, it tasted like a really sour sweet tart. And I started feeling a difference in my body, and I got that energy, and I'm like, woohoo, you know? So after I completed with him and I finished with him, I was like, whoo, I am like, I get to tell everyone at the hospital I'm bebopping around people at this point. I'm convinced they thought I was taking something, because 1, I was losing weight, 2, I felt good, and 3, I wanted everyone to know about it. So I said, okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to make a blog. I don't know how to make a blog, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this for free. I'm going to write meal plans for people. I'm going to tell all my friends about it. Again, this was before I was a coach. January 2013, I had my counter spread. I had Insanity, because I wasn't going to do the gym anymore because I realized I didn't need it. I could do an at-home program that my husband bought in 2009. And I was so excited to get started with this, right? And this is where, if you guys are missing opportunities or think that life is just, you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. This was my moment when God changed my life and planted Beachbody in my heart. And that was when I received a phone call that my grandfather had had a massive heart attack on our family vacation, and he had passed away. And I went outside and I fell to my knees, and I begged God, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Don't take away my happiness, because I'm finally at a place of happiness and our family's doing so well. And oh my gosh, how can this happen to me? How did this happen to me and why? And at that moment in time, I had to switch from everything I knew to a new role and a new identity. And in the depressive state that I was at, all of those dreams that I had of helping others after helping myself, I went back to relying on medications. I went back to being in my bed. And I went back to a person that was unrecognizable. I was no longer the happy mom that I was working so hard to be. I was no longer that stellar nurse. I was just negative and hurting and grieving. And had I never, ever had social media such as Facebook, to where some gorgeous blonde sent me this random friend request and started sharing about her family, her kids, clean eating, things that once in my life meant something, right? They meant a lot to me. If she hadn't been posting those things, she never said what she was doing. If she hadn't posted that Teen Cup flyer of all those happy couples, of me really wanting to feel that good again, and had she never posted a picture of her kids drinking some superfood blend, which again, superfoods, I'm like, what? I remember that. There was a time when I ingested those things. I felt good. I want to feel like that again. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you right now. And that random friend request, again, was my upline, Kaylee Hennessy, who is one of Melanie Mitro's diamonds. And this was when things took off. She had no idea that she was going to sign a girl who had a fire in her heart that would go emerald in a day. I didn't know what emerald was. She had no idea that she would sign a coach that would go diamond in 25 days, star diamond in less than 6 months. I had no formal training. All I had was passion, adrenaline, and that burning desire to help people and share what lifestyle habits can do for you, and to share with them how I once felt and where I wanted to feel again, and my journey along the way, and incorporating the tools that we provide for our clients. That is how I became a Beachbody coach in October of 2013, and why I'm still sitting here super excited to help you guys now. So again, I want to know, how did you feel before this? And how do you feel now? Do you notice when you don't take Shakeology? Because I do. When I first started taking Shakeology, I was not it took a while. It took 2 weeks for me to really get regulated. I remember making it, and like Mello was like the first one I made, I like dumped it down the sink. I was like, bleh, how am I going to sell this? Like, no, this isn't superfoods. But then when she started presenting different recipes and other coaches were sharing what was working for them, that's when I was like, aha, let me try that. And I found my ultimate marquee Shakeology recipe, which is chocolate, banana, and peanut butter, and a little bit of almond milk. That is my jam. And I am addicted to it. I do like the vegan vanilla now. I don't know if you guys have tried that, but it's pretty amazing too. So is it a safe product? Well, if you guys want to research every ingredient, by all means you can, because I promise you, we could have an entire talk on the ingredients and American soil and foods and nutrients, but that's where my clean eating background kind of comes in to help when I'm presenting Shakeology to others. Who exactly is this product for? In my opinion, it's for everyone, but it really helps when you know your niche and who you are and who you're speaking to, because it's going to help save you so much time and energy. Another thing I want to know is, do you guys ask for testimonies? Because I do. I want to know. I want to know if it was horrible. I want to know if it was great. And so when I give someone the opportunity to join one of my groups or to join my one-on-one mentorship, I want to know what's going on. So I don't just make a success club point and give it and put them in my group. Like, I follow up. You know, how's it going? How are you feeling? How are you feeling? You can be honest. Like, 2 weeks in, how are you doing with this? So the follow-up is key. So once you get somebody to invest in you, that's handing over and belief in you, that you have a solution to their problems, make sure you're following up and asking them. They will appreciate it. To this day, I think personal clients of mine, I look back and I think I've had 3 people return their challenge packs. That's not including leads, but 3 people. Otherwise, people, I'm consistently just saying, what is this doing for you? How is this helping you? How is this different? How is this making a difference? The same questions that I'm asking you guys to think about, because if you see the value in it, it makes sharing so much easier, right? That belief. So if you still need time to build the belief system, if you're still working on your transformation, if you're still building belief in what we have to offer, I'm here to tell you it's okay. Just give it time and consistency, but don't give up. Don't throw in the towel 2 weeks in, a month in, 3 months in. Just keep going, because your belief system is what's going to carry you through. And one thing I asked my team, are you guys doing any trainings on Shakeology? Do you know there's a Shakeology podcast? So for me, when I'm doing laundry or mindless activities, I can just pop in, my earbuds and start listening and becoming educated and becoming informed. And right now, I remember Melanie on a call telling us how she presented to her kids and her kitchen table. She would sit there and practice presenting Shakeology. Remember this? I would do this with stuffed animals. So if I right now, guys, were to ask you, why do you spend a little over $4 a day on Shakeology, would you be able to respond in less than 30 seconds? So it's one thing to respond on social media. That's one. It's another if we're talking face to face. So if you want to try it, just make a list of people and share it with them. Because a lot of times when I do this with my team and my coaches, they're like, and I'm like, oh no, we're going to get confident with this. We are going to nail this so that you can confidently share. Because the next slide, guys, what I'm going to show you is, do you see the value? Do I see the value? Absolutely. So here is the next slide. That was me in March of 2016. I was standing right near Mel on a beach when I took that picture, and I was so proud of that. January 2017, would you guys post a picture 6 weeks after you gave birth when you were cleared? Because that made me feel like, ugh. So when others say, oh, Kristen, I don't have a transformation, I'm a beginner, that was me. And I said, I have to put my head down. I have to cry every single night because I know where I'm going. I know this works. I believe in this. I kept going and going. And that was my latest transformation. I'm down 42 pounds. I took Shakeology for 2.5 years before my pregnancy every day. I took it every single day during my pregnancy. Again, make sure you get cleared by your provider or doctor on it. It was something that was an okay for me, and I kept going. One of my brand new coaches who's going to Summit, she's actually in my downline. She's not my personally sponsored, but Miss Julia, she was another one that wanted to commit with me. So do you guys see a similarity in the January 2017? I related to her. I spoke to her. My story, if I had never posted that picture, this challenger may never be in my downline. And this girl signed up in January of this year, and she's going to Summit right now. You see the power of that? So time, consistency. Look at her now. It's amazing. Kirsten Dodd she's another nurse. She's pregnant. She's another one. She looks kind of like me, right? She's doing the exact same thing. She's spreading Shakeology in her hospital and just taking off with it. And we are just so proud of her. Lauren Mudd. I don't know if you guys know Lauren Mudd. Another one of my awesome Star Diamond coaches, Ashley Daskalakis. Super Saturday, January. We all showed up with our babies to Super Saturday. We just had babies, but events made it. We wanted to be surrounded by those who believed in the same things that we did, of taking control of our health, right? And then my husband, who is also taking Shakeology every day, but he's following another type of plan, is down 45 pounds. And so for me, do I value Shakeology and what it can do? Absolutely. I want to be around these people, and I want them to continue helping people. And because of that, I'm able to earn an income from home around my family. It's so powerful. I don't feel ashamed for sharing something that's transforming people's health, and you shouldn't either. You should do nothing but want to give this and put this in the hands of those who absolutely need lifestyle habits, because somewhere out there is someone who is struggling with the same struggles that you have. But if you're unwilling to share and get it out and get your message and your content out there, you may be missing out on changing someone's life. So confidence is key. I'm going to give you 2 scenarios right now, guys. I want to talk to you about your warm market and your cold market. However your upline's teaching you, I don't want to go against their teaching. So just know this is just my personal style and things that I believe in. Your warm market. Guys, this is like ding, 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 practice round. This is where you're going to learn your objections. You're going to find some of your biggest haters. You're going to find supporters, and you're going to find those who aren't. You're going to learn how to expand your network. You're going to learn how to enhance relationships. You're not going to message somebody you went to high school with that you haven't talked to in 10 years and, hey, how are you? I have this great opportunity. No, you're going to have to go back and you're going to have to re-engage and build that relationship with them again. You're going to have to start learning how to use third-party tools. And you're going to have to start practicing attraction marketing. So when we share tools of daily tasks or power hours, it's not that we want to say, hey, this is a chore list, this is a task list, this is what you need to do. We want you to start using those tools so that you can practice in your warm market. Most of you may have 200 friends, or maybe you have a larger market, but you're stepping into a new role as a business owner, where a lot of people sometimes they're like, oh, what is she doing? She's starting something new now, So for me, practicing and building on my warm market was such a learning experience. But if I had been afraid to keep going, I wouldn't have gotten good with my conversations. I wouldn't have gotten good with my sharing tools. I would not have been able to refine my approach or go back to GoPro methods or go back to what's working for other coaches. I needed people to talk to. People build your business. So we have to talk to them. We have to start using attraction marketing. And once you get those few couple of challengers here and there, once you hit Success Club for that first time and it's a decision, you just keep going with it. Success Club 10 was always taught to me. If I wanted to be a rock star, I needed to hit SC10, and I would do whatever it would take. And I was an SC10 All-Star Legend. There was that title for me. I had those things, and that is what built my business. I may not have came out with these grand titles and different things like that, but those are earned. These are the building blocks to get there. And I go back now, and I want you guys to go back. Even if you had one challenge, or even if it was your husband, my first challenger was my husband, go back and ask them, why did you invest in Shakeology? I asked one of my best friends, why did you finally commit to Shakeology and to a challenge pack? She's like, because I noticed your skin was glowing. How did you have so much energy with all your kids in your job? She said, I knew that if you could do this, that I could do this. In your transformation, nobody could deny it. You showed up every single day. That's what built. That's the same that I want for you all. But you have to be open to accepting constructive criticism. You got to be open to knowing that you're going to have the negatives. You're going to have the limiting beliefs. And those are the distractions that are trying to tell you that you will not succeed, that you cannot do this. But if you break through that and you're like, warm market, practice round, that's okay, because I'm going to do this anyway, and you just go full force, it's going to pay off. And when you're ready, or if you're building your cold market in addition, this is where you're going to get really good. This is where you're going to start using your brand, and you're going to be zoning in on others' needs. You're going to be storytelling. You get to share your testimonies. You get to ask for referrals. You get to keep going for no. And you get to start speaking to people who understand you. Where warm market, they're not all your people. They may be friends and family and your cousins and people that are like, what is she doing? but you guys are going through a change. I'm not the same person I was in October of 2013. None of us are. We have gone through different life scenarios. I invest in personal development. I've learned more about myself because of this business than I ever imagined. I didn't understand why I needed to do personal development because I had everything figured out, right? I had life figured out. I've been through more than these people. That was my ego talking. We always have room for improvement. And it's okay to go through that transformation and to share, because now if you go to my Instagram account, those are my people. Those are my people. I can be and post who I want, and they understand and they get me. You can go to my Instagram right now, Kristen Marie Richards, and you can go right now and you can get a free meal plan. And you can give me your email address forever, because you're going to get a newsletter from me every single month about what I'm doing. And in that meal plan, you're going to see Shakeology. So even if you don't even know what it is, if you see on my Instagram some random shake, because I'm more of the incognito approach, you're going to wonder and you're going to ask questions. And that's how I build relationships now with my cold market and expanding. I still go and post on sometimes in my warm market, but I've really gotten consistent and ready to launch into expanding my cold market now that I understand a little bit more. But when things are going great and then they slow down, a lot of people think and they assume that everybody else, like something's happening, there's some kind of crisis, and it's not. We just have to keep pushing through with who we are and what we speak and the value that we bring every single day. So know your worth, guys. These are some of my posts that I have done over the years. Some are more recent. That one that is on the left there, that is this morning. And even though you can't really tell. My message is more so speaking to my niche. So this morning it was feed yourself, mama, because a lot of us are busy moms. We skip breakfast, right? I was feeding my child pureed apples and blueberries while I was sipping my shake. So I was getting my breakfast in while my kids are eating. And I show that. As a nurse, I'm drinking something in some plastic mason jar. When I just had my baby, I was talking about what I was eating and how it was helping my milk supply. In the hospital, there's proof right there. Somebody brought me a Shakeology, and it made my day. So less than 6 hours after giving birth, I made a Shakeology post. That's how much I needed it, because that brain fog and just feeling like, I needed that. Going to LA for the New Leader Conference and seeing that Shakeology wall, that was mind-blowing to me. I never realized how much was in one shake. During my pregnancy, my kids, every bit that you can imagine, this is how I share Shakeology on my social media. And it's a huge part of who I am. I couldn't imagine going a day without it. And a key player in my social media showcasing is my middle son, Jace. He is our Shakeology hater of the family, but he's great on social media. So people love to see him and his thoughts. He'll give his honest review on Shakeology, and people love it. So if you're speaking to people who don't believe in it, they have Jace, and then people who love it, they have my older son, Braylon. So just watching them grow up with this too has been incredible. And then down there below, guys, that is the exact same sweatshirt that I wore to the hospital and then now. So now it's a dress on me. So a big thing that has been in my diet every single day, can you guys guess? Yes. So when people come to me, it's really hard to deny. A couple months ago, maybe they could, but now I'm like, well, I've got the proof, and it ain't a quick fix because it took 7 months to do, and I've got all these children that I have to take care of and this job, and this is what saves the day for me. All right. So how I want you guys to start gaining momentum, overcoming the haters, objections, becoming your content is I want you to make 4 agreements with yourself, okay? 1 through 4 right here. Be impeccable with your word. Speak with integrity. There's been a lot of times when I've had to bite my tongue because I am known to be feisty. And I told Mel this the other day. I said, I have to sometimes say, don't let the ghetto come out. Don't let the ghetto come out. What would prim and proper Mel do? Because there's just so much sometimes that people will attack you on. And it's hard to not lash back. But guys, just stay in the integrity and respect zone. Say only what you mean. If you don't believe in Shakeology and doing like, oh my gosh, I feel great, it feels fake, don't do it. Don't do it. Share how you really feel and why you're doing it. Are you just sharing this to make a buck? No, you're sharing this because you truly believe it can lower your it can lower your A1C. You guys know what that is? There's a lot of type 2 diabetics out there. The way that they gauge where they're at, pre-diabetic or diabetic, is based off of their A1C. Well, Shakeology is clinically proven to do those things. So a great sharing tool that I use is that 101 Doctors Don't Lie. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that video. How many of you have seen that? You guys still use that? Anyone has heard of that? It's an amazing, you can go to YouTube right now and type it in and watch it. That was huge in my hospital when I first started. Huge. The more I learned about it, the more that I could say, all right, this is helping people. It built that momentum. Avoid using the word speak against yourself or to gossip about others. And use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. Number 2, don't take anything personally. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say or do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to this and you can come into your warm market and you can say, okay, guys, this is practice round. I'm ready to go. My upline are giving me tools that I get to use and I get to run with. It's not a chore. I'm ready. I'm pumped. I'm going. I'm not going. I'm going to just go in because this is amazing, right? You just keep saying that to yourself over and over. That energy will zoom through your computer or face to face. Number 3, don't make assumptions. Don't assume that your customers know exactly what to do. Don't assume your coaches know exactly what to do. Assumption is a sign of a really big ego. So the more questions you ask someone, well, how do you feel about that? How is this going for you? Be more interested than interesting. If you are constantly giving advice, number 1 leaders know that taking from their entire organization, hearing feedback, their thoughts, that is what's building an incredible, stable organization, because we all learn things differently. We all have different thoughts. We all can leverage different. And I truly believe that if we stop assuming and getting that feedback, it's going to help us to refine and keep going and make something better and bigger and stronger. And always do your best, right? So now that we're in agreement with all 4 of those things, we're going to talk about ways of, do I have to get the shake? All right. How many of you right now, what is your biggest objection? And I'll pull up the chat right now when it comes to Shakeology. Money, cost. Okay. All right. Not good. Cost. I can't do shakes. Gross. That's like Kirsten. Okay. So I understand it's a big investment, right? I think for me, a little $4 a day, and it kind of goes, I kind of pinpoint right now, guys, where they're at. I even get to the point where I ask people, well, how much do you think you spend on groceries a month? If you were able to give me your grocery receipt and I could help you to save money, would that be something you're interested in sharing with me? I understand how you feel. I felt that way too, but what I found was this is something that I need to get my morning started right. Are you a frequent flyer of Starbucks or Wawa? What do you typically have for breakfast? Tell me, do you take any type of vitamins, supplements, different things that are helping you with your day? Do you know anything about pre and probiotics? Do you guys know those things? Are those things like buzzwords that I'm saying out to you? Tell me about your digestive tract. Like, I'm a nurse, so I gotta get really dig deep in this. A lot of people suffer from being bloated, indigestion, they're not sleeping well. And so I ask these questions over and over. Do you guys, when somebody comes at you with the cost, what is it right now that is like, okay, well, how do I overcome this with them? Do you share where you were at? Do you feel that it costs a lot? That's a big thing with my coaches. Do you feel it's expensive? And my last resort that I do to overcome cost objection is if I was able to show you and help you earn your shakes each month, would that be something you're interested in? That's my number one. That was my number one. When I went elite that year, that was my number one way of helping my team. I would run team-wide challenge groups. And then also the ones that were more comfortable, they would pair off. And what we would do is people who wanted to earn their Shakeology, we would help them to find 5 people for that month. And then those 5 people. And once everyone started getting transformations, we would go back to the system of sharing testimonies and asking for referrals, because those results are what people are after. But we all know that not all results will vary, right? So for us, that was how we helped it. And to this day, I have never, ever, ever, ever paid for my Shakeology. That's the first thing we teach to our newer coaches, is the first goal is helping them to cover the cost of their Shakeology. So if cost is something that is holding others up, how are you helping them to overcome it? And then here, guys, there's some examples. This is not mine, but this one, in fact, it's a way better deal with Shakeology. And when I hate people that talk themselves out of it, because every penny counts, I always assure people too, if you want to join my groups, I can't promise the same results because Shakeology is such a huge part of what I'm sharing and what I'm teaching. I'm trying to think. Mel, can you think of any other ways of overcoming the $4 a day? I ask for receipts. I'm trying to think without going like too.
I mean, I've done the comparison where I compare. I think you said that already. Like I've done I compare my McDonald's lunch that I used to eat. I used to eat like a grilled chicken salad every day. And I even compared the nutrition facts. I went on to, MyFitnessPal and like screenshotted it and then compared it to Shakeology and then the cost. And that was pretty powerful because people, and I even said, like, I thought I was eating right. I thought I was making good choices. So that's another thing too, is just kind of busting the myths of people thinking that they're eating healthy too.
Right. And I even remember a post that Melanie and Matt had done. I think Matt was like, every morning he was eating Fruity Pebbles. I don't remember. This is such a random post. But a lot of ways that we overcome the objections, I think, is from our attraction marketing. So a lot of those posts that you saw earlier, that's how I will pinpoint. You guys know I used to go through Starbucks every day and spend $7 on a coffee and an egg sandwich. They don't know what I'm drinking, but now I've replaced it with a super dense nutritional shake every day. If you don't like shakes, okay, I got another one for you. You don't have to drink it as a shake. You can make it as a bar. You can make pudding. You can make ice cream. You can make sherbets. There are other ways to consume Shakeology because the key point is getting that nutrition in your body. And I always go back to that girl who told the personal trainer, no, I don't do supplements. So I have to ask them, what's your story? At one point, was there anything negative that happened that's turned you off from doing shakes? Why can't you do shakes? Well, I don't do protein shakes. I don't do this. Well, how come? Have you tried them before? What about it didn't you like? Was it the taste? Was it the texture? Was it how you felt? What was it? So find out what their story is, because everyone that's giving you an objection, they have a story. And my favorite objection that I always get is, I have to ask my husband. I have to talk to my husband first, right? I have to see what my husband says. Okay, I understand what you're saying. But when I bought my challenge pack, I put it on a credit card because I had to come up with a different solution. I didn't have time to go to the gym, and I needed something to replace the supplements that I was buying. I was spending $85 a month for a superfood blend that contained 6, Where with Shakeology, I'm getting 70 superfoods, the quality, the quantity. Like I don't go on word vomits, but I really hit those emphasis in my post. My post. So I always try to get in a really good post. And if price objection is something that you're coming across right now, make it a point to get in how you overcame the price. How did you guys overcome the price? Because even I have coaches or customers that quit Shakeology and then they go off and they think they can find something else and they come back. They always come back, right? But if I wasn't still sharing and showing, would they come back to me? I don't know. But that's the consistency piece that we're speaking to you on. Anything else that you guys can think of with your objections besides cost? I know that's a big one. That's a big one, but we're going to work on it because you're going to get confident with your attraction marketing, sharing your testimonies, asking for referrals, and you're going to practice in your warm market. Keep that list. Do you guys keep a list of the people that you talk to? That's huge, huge, huge. Facebook Messenger is not going to be your best tracking system. It's not, because you are going to get lost. I kept a list of my VIPs who were on I call them my hot list, who are people that told me no. Am I going back and following up with them? I did this every single month. And there was times when it was like pulling teeth trying to hit my business goals for the month. And other times it just came out and flowed. And there was people that are like, that told me no, or their husband said they couldn't have it. And then all of a sudden I post one of my transformation pics that I do once a month, and then they come back. So they keep watching. I keep showing up. I keep drinking my magical whatever, and I keep hitting the importance and educating the public through my posts. The same way you guys can do. Let me look at this chat one more time. What do you do when you get crickets? Do you keep people who do not? Yes. Okay. What if someone says they just like to chew their food? Oh, I love that objection. Okay, so what happens to food once you chew it? It goes down and it's digested into liquid form, right? So did you know when people go to the hospital and they can't chew and they can't drink because they've had massive surgery or they're in the ICU or they're really sick, there's this thing called TPN, and it's loaded with the correct macro and micronutrients that the body needs to sustain because a person cannot physically consume food. So for me, Shakeology, if you think about it that way, it's still giving you what you need. If you look at, like Mel said, in MyFitnessPal, it is showing you your macro and micronutrients and the vitamin A and the vitamin C and the things that you're getting. Ask people, well, yes, I like to eat food too, but can you share with me your food journal? What types of foods are you taking in? Mel said on a call, it was like going to a buffet, a salad bar, loading your plate up with 6 to 7 big handfuls of salad and consuming it. Could you consume that in one sitting? Because I couldn't, but you can do it in one serving of Shakeology. Did you know that it would cost you $41 to load up everything that's in Shakeology, and you can get it for a little over $4? Those are things that I'll talk to, and I get on my passion wagon sometimes, guys, so I apologize. Do you keep people who do not do an initial post respond on your list? Yes, I do. I go back because I look at who's liking my stuff, and on my Instagram stories, I get to be an even bigger creeper now in my life. I get to see who keeps looking at my Instagram stories, and a lot of those people that tell me no, I'm like, oh, okay, you're still staying on my list because you're still watching my stuff, right? You're still intrigued by what I'm doing. You're just not there yet. What type of post do you do for Shakeology? A pic of you with your shake, just an informational post? What do you put in there? I really focus on my content. What is it that I'm trying to convey? So yes, I will have a Shakeology post, but you'll never see the wording of Shakeology on my shake. It's incognito. That's my style. It's not everyone's, but I like to put my Shakeology in wine glasses. I like to put them in pretty glasses. I've always done that. And I'll do like on New Year's, I'll do like a New Year's cheers. Cheers to great health if you want something that's short and sweet and simple. Things like that. A really good post that happened in our challenge group recently is I did a prize where if everyone could Google real quick, I listed the ingredients in Shakeology, and I said, okay, if you want to participate, here's the rules. Everybody, real quick, pick your ingredient. I want you to do a quick Google search, and then I want you to come back and share what you learned. And that post was like huge, right? Everyone was responding, and I did, and I picked a prize, and I sent somebody a little something. But that way, even people who maybe checked out, or maybe they're not as informed about Shakeology, they could read that thread of all different challengers sharing what they learned about an ingredient. It was such an amazing post. I love that post. It was awesome. Yep. All right. Real quick, guys, I'm going to wrap this up and show you real quick the last slide. And that is, how do you earn residually? This is kind of boring numbers, but it speaks if you are trying to build income with Shakeology, and the same way that I did as well. There's two ways. One is step one, and this is something that depending on, there's multiple ways to success in Beachbody, right? You want to talk to your upline or a sponsor or get plugged in with any of the corporate groups. Really figure out what your goals are. Is this something that you want to help people with? Is this a hobby? Are you somebody who really wants to be a business builder? Are you someone who maybe in the future might be a business builder, but you're still not sold right now? Those are things that you have to ask yourself. But it goes back, do I really believe in this? And am I going? So step one, challenge packs, hitting Success Club, right? Success Club 10. Always the foundational mark in my business. So by generating three new Shakeology HD customers each month, this is what your income would look like over 6 months. So if you have signed people up as customers and they stay on Shakeology HD, they're not discount coaches, they are home direct customers. This is what your commissions could look like in 6 months, right? Step two, in addition to doing this, is breaking down into team cycle bonuses. I'm not going to confuse you. It took me about 6 months to really understand team cycle bonuses, and that was building a team and understanding it. But there are ways of building that. In order to earn $550 a month in team cycle bonuses, assuming you're a diamond and earning 18 per cycle, you need to cycle 31 times. And then at $18, you would earn $558. And so the 31 cycles would come from your legs. Again, I'm not going to confuse the whole world with this, but there are two ways of building. So however you want to look at it, if you look at diamond as something that's hard, look at it, I think, guys, look at it as an investment into your future of really getting that next step in your business and that goal and that milestone to building income, and building income around helping others completely take charge of their health. I have no problem sharing and getting someone a $4 a day meal, because I know what other things that they're putting their money into, and it's making them sick. It's making our healthcare costs rise. It's making us not look at what needs to happen, and it's making us distracted. It may not hit you guys now, but those hospital beds, they are booked. They are constantly booked with surgeries and mishaps and people dying when they could have been prevented. So ask yourself, what is $4? Would you rather spend $4 now on prevention and getting healthy and having a tool, or would you rather invest that money into medicine and invest it into things that, again, could have been prevented? So resources that I've used: Shakeology podcast, YouTube is the best upline. What? Yes, it is. I have some of the best uplines around. Like, I have multiple ones and they don't even know it. Maybe one day I'll get to shake their hand. The FAQs, Darren O'Lean, one of the co-creators of Shakeology, and his book Super Life. It changed my husband's perspective 3 years into this business. Again, I give free meal plan gifts for with a customer sign up. So even if people tell me no, guys, I have something that, okay, you know, I understand now's not the right time, but would you be interested in just becoming a free customer, and I will give you a free meal plan right now to have in your back pocket. And when you're ready, if you need more help or guidance, I'm here to help. And that free meal plan, you guys, again, can go to my Instagram if you want to see and have a copy of it. Feel free to have it. But it has Shakeology incorporated into it. And it gets them connected with me on social media, but also as a customer in my back office. And then again, some sharing tools I use is what can Shakeology do for you, and then the 101 doctors. So I am going to wrap this up. My Instagram name again is Kristen Marie Richards. Yes. Guys, it's so exciting. Instagram is like, but Facebook and like pages, there's just so much. Are you guys excited? Like, did this call help you? I need to know. Give it to me real. Give it to me honest. I know some places my brain got a little sporadic. I'm running on 4 hours of sleep. I don't know what I'm going to wear at Summit. I'm telling you what, it's going to be probably maternity shirts and maternity bras. So if you guys are stressed about Summits, I'm going to Summit without a baby for the first time. I've never left this kid. First time. And that's how much I believe in this business. And thank you so much for believing in this and being on our team. Like, hello, you guys are the true VIPs. So much. So much. All right, I'm good. I'm out. I'm sorry, Mel. Thank you so much for having me.
I love it. You did so good. It was good. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. No, great stuff. I mean, you can see. You see that the fire and the energy and the passion, and that's exactly that's what gets you from point A to point B. And it is. It's making the sacrifice and coming to Summit and wearing your maternity clothes because we're there to learn and nobody cares, which honestly, really, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Like, the only person that's concerned about it is ourselves. So, right? I mean, I know I find myself stressing. I'm like, this is stupid. Nobody really cares anyway. So anyways, guys, thank you, Kristen, for sharing your knowledge. Such great, helpful tips. This is one of those calls that you just go back and you re-listen. You share it as you sponsor a new coach. You think about, okay, what's going to be my focus for the next week? What am I going to educate myself on? And Kristen is right. Like, I watched every single video in the back office, YouTube and Googled. I talked to my kids. I mean, I made myself so that I could confidently speak about Shakeology. And then I realized, like, dang it, I provide a lot of support to these people in these challenge groups. Like, they should invest in it. Like, this is a big investment that I'm making in them too. So anyways, guys, thanks so much for your time tonight. It is 10 o'clock. I'll get this recording posted. Everybody make sure you head over to Kristen's page and tell her thank you. And we will see you guys next Tuesday and not next Monday. All right. So have a great week and we'll see you guys soon. Bye. Thanks, Kristen.